Because like I always say that if you ask me one most important thing in the entire project life cycle, what is that is important, I would say it's only the VOC. Why VOC? Because that's what your client wants. The voice of client, right? That's what your client wants. And whatever you deliver, you have to ensure that you are delivering to what the client needs. So the best way to ensure that you deliver to the client needs is to ask them what they need. Though I know that some of you are saying that I'm myself a client or my client will not know or they partially know, they will not know. Don't worry about it. We are not here to assess their competency. We are just, they have a problem, right? We have to solve the problem. If they knew how to go about doing, they wouldn't have engaged us, right? So our job as a project manager is to solve that problem, understand the problem, and give them a solution that will address the problem. So that is the reason VOC is so important. I'm sure most of you have completed your VOC. Now, I just want to take one quick input. Can you just put it in a chat box? What is your project name? All of you. Just take 1 minute. Just key in your project name. Put it on the chat box.
We are required to put the project names in the chat box.
Yeah. Is my voice clear or audio? Am I audible?
It's better now, sir. It's better now.
Okay. Please let me know because I thought I checked it. It was okay. So can you all please type your project name on the chat box? I'm not able to see anything. Is somebody typing there? Ayush, can you see anybody is typing? Because I can't see anything.
Yes, yes.
I'm not able to see. Is it like I'm not allowed to because I'm from external?
No, sir. It's not like that. They are typing actually. The team request.
Now I got it. Now I got it.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting
So people have shared the title, yeah.
exigency, accountability, controls, transformation, TA process optimization, automation of vendor invoice. Okay, go on. I would like to see all the 16. Automation of P&L, MIS, onboarding of HR, bank compliances tracker, Adani Power Thermal. Okay. GCGTC process digitization. Okay. Robust cash flow planning to meet business account receivable, optimizing cash application through automation. Anyone else was how many of them? 13 people have given. Okay. So if you can, all of you can probably look at the chat. And let me try to share my screen and let me know if you can see my screen so that all of us on the same page. Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you see this, almost all of you have written a project name where you know what you want to do. Is that a correct statement? Automation of vendor invoicing, which means you know what you want to do. NIS exigency account and controls transformation, TA process optimization. All of them are solution, right? I want a participation, huh? Because if you don't participate, this session will be absolutely a failure.
Yes, sir.
Mo-
We know what we have to do.
Right? So in Six Sigma project, when you,
So
yeah,
we,
go on.
so we, yeah. So in the TA process optimization, we don't know what to do. We just know that the process requires to be optimized to meet certain end goals, but we have to arrive at what the end goals as we were discussed yesterday. So
Yeah.
that is
Yeah,
there.
but you know you have to optimize the process, right? You need
Broadly,
to
because we
broadly.
broadly
Yeah.
because we have to give a name because we have to give a name to the project. Hence, otherwise, of course, it's about the TA process, analyzing the TA process.
Right. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Anybody else wants to share? Because this has to be interactive. This is not a training. This is a workshop where we are having a discussions. Anybody else? Please participate. There's nothing right or wrong. Otherwise, I'm going to call out names. Huh? Rakesh. Yeah. Go on. Go on.
Yeah,
Somebody
so
was
I
speaking.
saying, yeah, so Nishant here. So I was speaking on that invoicing, customer invoicing and vendor invoicing. So we have currently an end-to-end
Sorry?
process.
Nishant sir, we could not
Anji,
hear
so
you
it will be for
clearly.
11 o'clock, like 11 to 12, but your slot
Hello?
will be for half an hour. Okay.
Yeah, let me find a quieter place. In the meanwhile, another person can start. Just give me 2
Acha.
minutes.
So
Okay,
you-
Rakesh sir.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Rakesh.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Vivek, you are saying something?
No, myself and Rakesh is with me only.
Okay. See, the reason I'm saying is, see, when you all went through the training, right? I understand all of you are from green belt back, right? So the Tripta and this is a green belt batch, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So when you went through the training, you would have told that normally when you talk about DMIC, right? When you are Six Sigma project, ideally you should not know the solution because you are solving the problem. Six Sigma has got two things. One is DMAC, the other one is DFSS. So let us first identify what kind of project we are going to do, and then we'll go to the VOC. Both will require VOC, but let's look at. I'm just going to go and show the training deck. Let me just show. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
When I put it on this thing, it shows both view, right? Okay. So let me. Okay. So this is the tree which will tell you what type of project we are looking at. If you know the solution, which is the first diamond, if you know the solution, and if yes, is there any doubt that this is the best solution? Then you go for alternate options. And then the next question is, okay, what is your current baseline? Because obviously you want to go and improve. And then if you say, does the product baseline exist? If an existing process which you want to do, if it is no, then it's a Six Sigma project. If there is a baseline and you can meet the project objectives with incremental improvement, then it is probably a DMIC project. Is it making sense? Please ask me a question. I'll say if it is not, then probably it's new. This is a DFS defined for Six Sigma is a greenfield project. You're launching it for the first time. Is it making sense?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
As somebody put a thumbs up. So, I mean, that's exactly what I want. Now let us look at the other tree. Do you know the solution? Yes. Is there a doubt the solution? No. then just do it. It's not a Six Sigma project at all. If I know this is the solution, for example, I say I need to automate. I've decided automation. Now, how I do automation is a different thing because I know the solution. But I've decided I want to do an automation. I've decided process optimization. Now, optimization will improve. What kind of improvement will come is need not follow a Six Sigma project. Is that making sense? And that
Yes.
is the reason I wanted to start with you. Now, if you look at most of your project title suggests that you know what needs to be done. But I do not know in your charter. Do you say that, yes, I know the solution and I want to do this project, or because there is a problem statement box and you have filled something. And that is where, when we were discussing this with a couple of projects, we found that we have assumed this is the solution, and then we were trying to find out what problem it is going to solve. We should not do that. If you do that, you might be solving a problem, but not necessarily the right problem. Am I making sense? So first thing that we need to do in Six Sigma is define the problem. Define the problem and check whether you have the right problem. Then you validate whether you got the problem right by putting some measurements in place. And then you do an analysis of the particular problem. And then find out what are the causes and then come out with a solution. Is it making sense, guys? This is a very important concept. Most of the time, we start with a solution because that's obvious. But that's not going to give you the desired results, because what you are expected to do is to solve the problem, not have a solution and do the reverse engineering of finding a problem. Any questions before I go to the next thing? Because this is not a training. I want some discussions around this, and preferably in your project as an example.
In some cases, if we see this first walk, do you know what the solution is? And the answer is yes. And we move to, is there any doubt that this is the best solution?
Yes.
So again, here means this point there may happen some confusion, which
Correct.
leads to consider the alternate solution.
Correct.
So this is something what I believe while interacting with all the participants of this session.
Right.
This is something what we need to focus, because somehow or somewhat we know that there is some solution, but we are full of doubts or having doubts on that. It will be successful or not after the implementation. So that's why we are taking this approach to of DMAC approach basically.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, Ayush, because this is the problem that you'll have when you start with a solution, right? That is the reason we don't start. See, Six Sigma is the only methodology which does things the best right way. It says, why am I doing problem? There is a solution that I need to provide, right? Because solution will always have a problem. So first define what is the problem, then come to solution. And that is where we get confused, because what appears to us is a solution that we may have a doubt saying that this is going to be the best one or not. And that is the reason that branching out is there. But if you do not know the solution, then it's a lot more easy for us to do a project, because
I
that
think
is
Gurpreet is having some questions.
Okay.
yeah. Good.
So, sir, I wanted to ask you that how do we confirm that incremental improvements in DMAC are not enough and DFSS approach is required?
That is because you should know the problem, the quantum of the problem.
Do you
See,
have any examples when a project should be classified as
Yes.
DFSS instead of DMAC?
Yeah. So let us say, for example, there's a baseline. What is a baseline? What is the understanding of baseline?
Definition. I mean, the process
So let us
defined.
take
product.
your project. Let us take your project. What is your project?
My project is NIS exigency categories there. So I need to take the accountability and control that, control that category to be used under emergency situations only. And I want to transform it. I mean, people are currently misusing the category. So
Okay.
I want to, yeah.
So what if they are misusing the category? Now, I think this is a good for our case study next page also. But let's say misusing the category. If they are misusing the category, what are the implications?
So let me give you some background, sir.
Hmm.
So here, I am in procurement. I am in techno commercial department, right?
Right.
Wherein we are taking care of the NIS. NIS is note in SAP.
Okay.
NOTE, note in SAP. Okay. So any one-time payments or any vendor payment we have to process, or
Right.
anything which comes up under emergency situations, there is a
Mhm.
portal wherein employees can put in the claims over there. Claims in the sense, there are two categories: vendor payments and employee reimbursement also through this
Correct.
portal, right?
Correct.
So we have we have a policy wherein we have given the categories to all the employees, that these are the categories which will be going into this portal. Rest all should be through SAP PRPO. We have to
Okay.
raise a PR or we have to raise a PO to the vendor, right?
Right.
Now, there is one category for both employees and vendor, which is expenses incurred under exigency. This is completely to be used for during emergency situations only.
Correct.
But currently,
Hmm.
because it is very easy for everyone to use that category, because all the expenses are under the subcategory of this particular head, right? So what do? It is for their ease. They select this category, enter the relevant category, and then they are claiming the expense, or they are giving the payments to the vendor. But that's
Okay.
actually not the right way. Exigency are to be used under exigency situations only.
Okay. So I think good point. So by doing this, what is happening? Is it a compliance, non-compliance
This
issue?
is non-compliance.
Non-compliance, right? So when we do a non-compliance, right, normally we don't go for a baseline because, and can you quantify this? What
Yes,
percentage of claims are, today in the non-compliance? Do you have that baseline? That is
yes,
baseline.
yes, we do have.
You do have, right? So let us say today some X percentage of overall claim, which ranges from N to Z or whatever it is, right? A to B.
Hmm.
That's like minimum this much, and for each department, if you look at it, right, or each category, this is the range, right?
Right,
Now you want to bring that range down. You have to
correct.
reduce it, right? Now, when you know that particular range, right, that is called baseline.
Okay, but I don't know how to reduce it, but I know how I have to reduce it.
Yes. Now, that's excellent point. So I know the baseline, but I want to reduce it. Now, why do I want to reduce it? It is causing some problems,
Correct,
non-compliance, and it has
correct,
certain exposures. So my
correct.
project is not about automating or it was the transformation. My project is about reduction in non-compliance, which will again come here only because there's a whole lot of things which are failing. One is raising, the other one is approving, right?
True.
So I mean, so you need to do a mapping. That is the reason you do a process map and find out where are the pain and gain points.
Okay,
And
got it.
then if I address these particular thing, what is the improvement that I can get? So many defects or this thing happens at the time of raising. So many happens at the place where it is approval. So
Yes,
if I remove this, then my range is going to come down and therefore it is going to be improved. So my baseline exists. Can you make the project object with the incremental improvement? Yes. I don't need to have a big, I don't need to have a big bang approach. I will start with some 25% improvement, 30% improvement. I will do it over next 6 months or 12 months. I will bring it to plus or minus 10%. So I
got
can
it,
do
sir.
cyclic. Then it
Got it,
becomes a
sir.
DMI project.
Got it, sir.
But let us say I don't have a baseline at all, then this is a new project for me because nothing exists. I have to start with this, so I go for define for 6.
Okay, fine.
Thanks. I think good question. Very nice question. Anybody else has got, because this is how we will learn, because your peer learning is what is going to help you. Anybody else? Okay, if nobody has got a question, at least give me some thumbs up so that I can go to the next slide, because I don't want to assume that there are no questions. Okay, great. Okay, what is DMAC philosophy, right? DMAC philosophy, when we talk, most of the things we cover under DMAC because it's continuous improvement. Seldom we do DFSS unless until we want to design the entire thing. So most of your project qualify under continuous improvement because it's incremental that we are talking about. So most of that should come under DMAC. What is the philosophy of DMAC? Like when I said principles, is capture what is wrong, why it matters, who is impacted, what does the success look like? These are the questions you should be. Is the screen blocking the view, or it's only for me it is blocking on the right hand side? You can see the entire screen, right?
Yeah, sir, it is.
Yeah.
We can see 4
can see.
points under DMAC philosophy.
Yeah, all of them are visible because the right side window is blocking mine. So that's the reason I asked. Okay. So first one is defining the problem. So actually, it's not easy. It's not easy to define a problem because, as a human being, for us, we know what we want. It's very easy. I want a car. I want a cell phone. But why? When you start asking, many times you'll get an answer. Then you'll say that actually I don't need any of these things, right? Because I do not know why I need this. Why is the problem? Right? Because we define the problem and we know who's impacted, why it is important, what does the success look like. Now I need to go and measure and analyze to see that I've got the problem right. So validate the problem. This is where we talk about baseline the metrics and uncover the root cause. So the measure phase will identify what are the measurements that I need to have. Do I have the underlying data for that? Because I need to validate with the data. Do I have a baseline? What are the metrics that I can use for arriving at my current capabilities? And what are the metrics that I need to have for me to fix it so that my to-be state is done? Is it clear, guys? Is it understanding? Because if you understand this philosophy, next slides are all very, very easy. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Until you come to
One-
improve. Yeah.
One query.
Ah. Go on.
What if we don't have the baseline metrics to actually kind of validate that this is a problem? The baseline metrics is missing.
That's a good point. I know that this is a typical problem that all of you have, right? So what we do is normally when we identify the metrics that needs to be captured, and I'm going to cover that as part of CTQ, and I'll tell you how it is all linked. Then we do what we call as the as-is capability baseline creation as part of measure phase. So we do collect and we do the analysis and then determine what is my current capability, and that becomes my baseline. And then I will go and look at the current process in terms of what are the pain and gains that we call as a voice of process. Like you have a voice of client. We'll go after we collect the metrics, we will find out what is the voice of process. That will tell me exactly what is the magnitude of the problem that I'm solving. And then I can say that if these pieces of the problem that I solve, these are the benefits that I will get. So if you do not have the baseline, don't worry, we can create a baseline. Now, let us say you don't have time, right? You do not have a time to create a baseline. What do we do, right? Do we say that we'll not do the project? No. What we do is we start with something called specification limits. Specification limits are called, like if you know the statistics that you would have covered, called USL and LSL. You have UCL and LCL, which is your process capability baseline. It's called upper control limit, lower control limit, which comes from the voice of the process. But let us say I do not know what is it, but my customer needs to process these invoices or onboarding time between a range of, let's say, 1 to 2 days, 3 to 5 days. That's called a specification limit. So if I don't have a baseline, I can start with a specification limit. But as before I complete the project, I should have created the baseline. Is it making sense?
Yes, understood.
Yeah. So this is a typical problem in the industry because the data, even if data is there, we do not know the quality is good or not. And that is the reason Six Sigma is so good that it enforces that you need to have a validation of your data. So the reason I talked about the first slide is you come to solution only in the improve or implement phase, not until then. Because if I do not know what are the problems and what are the analysis of the problem, what are the different options that I have. I may have options like I can build a system or I can build a wireframe or I can go and enhance my existing system or I buy a new custom off the shelf product. That I can do only when I know what I want, which will come only after the analyze phase. That makes sense? Only then I can explore. This life cycle is very important, not from the theoretical aspect, from your learning aspect and also from the practical aspect. So if all of you are okay, please let me know. Control is okay. I think we don't need to say that. Whatever improvements that we are putting, it needs to be sustained. Yeah.
So
Any
one
question?
more question. This is related to the earlier slide only. I'm sorry for asking this question very late.
No problem.
Can a project switch from DMAC to DFS midway if we realize the improvement is not sufficient?
There is, see, I'll tell you for DFSs and DMAC, no, the DM and A are same.
Yeah.
Define, measure, analyze, they are same.
Yeah.
For DFSs, use it DMADV. So DMA is same. So the most of the time that you will see that your design, right, is where the new design will come. That is the time where you start using different tools. Okay, you'll do Monte Carlo simulations and all those advanced statistical capabilities, you'll do that. So until DMA, you can have this thing because both of them are Six Sigma. Whether
But we can
it's a
switch.
you
But
can
we can
switch.
switch.
It will happen if you see that because sometimes you'll say that, okay, you get a better solution, right? So you can
Yeah.
switch. There is no problem.
Okay.
And the method, that is the reason they go with DM and A, right? Then you take a decision. And that is in the I phase, like implement phase is where we take a decision. Should I go with I and C or D and B?
Okay.
Okay, good, very good. Anybody else? If nothing, then please let me know so that I can go. We have a 2-hour session. A response will be highly appreciated because I don't want to assume that you all understood. No questions? Okay. So why VOC, right? All of you know what is VOC, right? Please tell me what is VOC? What is VOC? I want a couple of answers. I don't want the acronym full form of what is VOC. I want to know what do you do to get the VOC? How do you get VOC?
VOC means voice of customer.
Correct. So that is full form. So
Yeah.
what does it mean? What does
It
it mean?
means voice of customer is whatever services we are providing to our customers, how we know that how we are better. So to know that we should take feedback from our customers through various type of surveys. And based on surveys feedback, we can come to know that whether we have providing services at par or not, and which area we have to improve.
Okay, very good. So VOC comes only after the project is started, right? Because the VOC is the first step, right?
So
So when will you go?
VOC,
When will you go and talk to the customer?
So
First.
ideally, we should be talking to the customer, every time whenever we get a chance. We don't have to wait for the project to start because we can keep more capturing the. So VOC is basically what the customer feels about how he experiences our project. Our product. So we can keep more capturing and keep noting down the things which can be used at in the project
So
subsequently.
you have a log, feedback, whatever. Very good. Any other answer?
So we can call it over here once the project started. We can have a feedback loop from the customer. So just to ensure whether whatever project we are doing upon. So that will further exceed their expectations, whether it is in line with their expectations or not.
So how will they know what project that you are doing?
So that will communicate them. Whenever we are getting, as I'm saying, for the feedback loop. So both of us will give them the background of what we are supposed to, we are going for as a project. So basis on that only we'll ask for their, additional feedback.
What? So can you give me an example of what kind of feedback? Let's take your project, and then
Yeah.
you tell me how you went about collecting the views.
So say for example, I'm just giving you the background of my project. So my project is regarding the optimizing the cash application. So whenever customer is making a payment, say for example, today is 11th September. So whenever customer is making a payment on 11th September, customer will always, expect my payment is, immediately reflected in my ledger on a real time basis. But it is not the actual condition as of now. It is reflecting on 14th or 15th of September. It is taking 3 or 4 days. So when we are going with the project of optimizing the this cash application process from 4 days to 2 days. So if I have defined certain criterias and project, then I will always have a customer in loop that we are doing we are trying to reduce the TAT from 4 days to 2 days. Along with that, if they are having some other improvement areas or other expectation, if we can cater them also or not.
Good point. So let us say that you are. Can you explain to me how you went about doing the VOC?
Sorry, sir. Come again.
Can you just help me understand how did you collect your VOCs? You have done, right? Because you already gone to the next
No,
level.
I have not done, sir. I have not done.
You're not started VOC yet?
No. Sir.
Oh, okay. Then it's good. So let us take the case of people who have already completed the VOC. I would like to hear that.
Okay.
Anybody wants to share? You have done, because most of you are there in measure or even analyze, right? And that is the reason why we are doing this session. Yeah. Somebody wanted to share? Hello, am I alone? Some answer, please. Volunteers. We can't say that, then how can I explain you to the concept? Ayush, am I audible?
Sir, you are audible.
So I mean, like there's a pin drop challenge. Like I thought we had done most of the people have completed VOC, right? I just wanted to know. See, otherwise, like we can't, drive home the importance of doing the VOC, right? I mean, we are not looking at it right or wrong.
So that is done, sir. What I believe, the only thing is it is not drafted. So
I
that's
mean, that's
why.
okay, no? That is okay.
Yeah.
I have no problems with that. I'm saying that, see, this is not about review or to say this is right or wrong. I just want to know how you have done it, because see, the whole idea of doing this particular this thing is the session is to say that how can you learn, right? We are not going to say that what you are doing is right or wrong. Otherwise, there is no need for us to. Yeah, Surbi.
Yes, sir. Good
She is-
afternoon, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, talking about my project, Greenbelt project. So I have created the charter and I'm going to do the VOC. So for the VOC process, I have identified the key stakeholders.
Surbi, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. I want to understand from people who are already completed. For you, anyway, I'm going to cover. So I think probably will be reinforcing. But I want to know from people who have done, because it shouldn't happen that they feel that what they have done is wrong. I don't want to say it. I want them to understand there is a way, and there is okay. If you have not done it that way, that's also fine. But if you do not share with me, then I will not know, like the challenges that you have. But this is the most important phase in your entire project. If you do not have your foundation right, then your structure will be weak. No volunteers. Okay, I don't want to force it. Okay. Okay. So let me
So,
just.
so,
Ah,
so we spoke during the review. So we had spoken to a couple of people, and as we discussed, they also exactly could not articulate like the nuances of what issues they had. They just had an understanding of what were the issues ailing. So in the TA process, they just knew that it's taking a long time to fill the vacancies. But beyond that, the business impact and all. So we have already taken the pointers that you had given to create the questionnaire and just keep asking. So we'll be doing that now going ahead.
yeah. So I'll tell you absolutely. And say I think thanks for sharing. See, I'll tell you if you are solving a problem for which your customers don't even know what you're going to get, right? Or let me put the other way around. If your customers have not asked for a solution, you provide a solution, the chances are your interpretation of the problem and their interpretation of problem could be totally different, and you will have a problem in a implement phase. You would have lost so much of time and a lot of rework will come. So that is the reason we start with defining VOC. VOC is the place where you have to invest most of your time. And it is very, very likely that even your customers may not understand or not be able to quantify the problem, but they know there is a problem. But that is where you as a project manager or a business analyst will help them go and define what is the problem for them. When they see that what you have defined, then they'll say, oh, okay, yes, you are right, but can you please add this? So as they see, they will probably understand. When you go and ask them, they may not know. And that is the reason the VOC process requires a lot of thought process and the subject matter expertise for you to formulate the questions. If you do not formulate the questions correctly, you will not get the answer. And there is a sequence in which you do that because your sponsor is going to fund the project, right? So your sponsor should know why they are funding the project. What is the ROI? What is the problem that you are solving? If nobody else knows, at least the sponsor will know. Now sponsor will not have time to go and give you a writing saying this is what it is. They may tell you, hey, the cash realization is taking long time, but it should come down. Then what you are hearing is only surfacing you are just grazing the surface. But when you actually go deeper into it, because of your subject matter expertise or because you know what it is, you will be able to ask those questions saying that, okay, is this the only we are talking about the time or that money that you are using is a treasury, there is an interest that you need to pay, man, or like your lost opportunities. These will come only when you start thinking from the problem perspective, what are all other things that can happen? That will come only when you understand your current existing process. Where are the pain points? What are the pain points? And that is the reason that define and measure and analyze phase is so important. Okay, let me just show you. So if you want to really do a good project, right, and it's not about just tick in the box, you need to understand what is that you're doing because it's very important. And what kind of, the tools and techniques that you should use. It is not that whatever you learned in Six Sigma, we can use the tool arbitrarily. Different scenarios, mandates, different types of tools. And if you do not understand the scope of the project that you're doing in terms of what is included and what is not included, which you will do through process map, you will not be able to chalk out what kind of impact that you're going to come. And the outcome will not be known unless until you understand what is the end-to-end process, and you will not be able to solve the problem by yourself. You'll need people, team with the right capability to solve the particular problem, which is why it's called a project. So it is a definitive start date, definitive end date. At the end of it, there is some deliverable or improvements that will give you the value. The outcome should be there. Is it making sense? So alignment is what your sponsor is asking. How does it align to the overall business of your GCC? You need to understand that picture. Am I making sense, guys? Or this is all sounding like Greek and Latin? I want some response, like it silence. Yeah, okay. There's some somebody is saying okay. Okay, if there are no questions, probably I need to go and cover this thing. So let us look at what is elicitation. How many of you attended my training? I do not know, because at least those people I would like to ask them. Are there any people who have attended my training attending here other than Surabhi, Ayush?
No, no, sir. No.
Okay, all of them are new. Okay. What is elicitation? What is elicitation? English word. You can do Google, ChatGPT, no problem. Ayush, you need to give some chocolates.
Next time I will consider, sir. I will note down the names of the participants who are very much involved.
And can I request all of you to switch on your camera, because I don't know they're not there. Like, I think in virtual training, one of the this thing etiquette is to keep your camera on unless you have a bandwidth problem. But at least I'll know whom I'm speaking with. Is it a fair ask? Thank you. Thank you for people who have switched on the camera. Thank you so much. Thank you. So guys, let me see who else is there. Amitabh, I think we did discuss. So we had a discussion, like who else is there in the call? Hey, somebody, like I want to call out the name. Janesh, what is elicitation?
To be honest, I was not part of that.
ठीक है ना English है यार, do ChatGPT, Google, whatever it is. What is elicitation? English है वो, just English word है. There's
So
nothing.
elicitation is basically you try to get something out of a person, elicit
Very good. Very
kind
good.
of a response or something.
Very good. Very good. Elicit is extraction. You elicit the needs. Why you need this particular project? What are your expectations? Because you have to make them speak. The reason I'm saying that this is an important point as part of the VOC process. So that's the reason I'm saying this. Okay. First, VOC needs to be relevant to the business that we are talking about, right? So when we talk about VOC, we will understand the expectations of our customers, which is VOC's voice of customers, right, are in alignment with what the organization is trying to do. Why it says C-level priorities? Because first VOC comes normally at a very senior level. It could be a sponsor or one of the senior positions. They have their certain vision. So anything that I'm doing should be aligned to that vision. Yes, Rakesh. Rakesh, you have raised your hand. You are on mute.
No, I have not raised it.
Oh, achha, your hand is raised.
No, just plugging the charger in.
Okay, take it. Okay. Leadership's role. Your engagement guides the focus challenges and success indicators for transformation. The reason is you have been chosen to solve the problem. So you, even though if your customer is not aware, you are supposed to bring that clarity. And how do you know the clarity? They should clearly understand when the problem is solved, what is the benefit that you're going to get. Is it clear? Outcomes are benefits. Outputs are deliverables or capabilities. Understand? Improved system, automated system is an output. Benefits are usage of that automated system to deliver results, which results in savings is the outcome. So you need to understand both the outputs and the outcomes. Is it making sense? So it has to be outcome oriented. Because if you do not understand the benefit, you understand only the capabilities, then you will not know what kind of money you should be investing, because your return on investment is dependent on the benefits that you are going to deliver. right? And ROI computation is going to be important in your Six Sigma project. How do we achieve this? You need to prepare for this, and I'll tell you what are the steps in preparation. In that preparation, you ask those kind of questions which will give you the most of the answers. And you should listen in this particular felicitation session more and not speak too much. Yes. Yes, Chetan and team. You have a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go on.
So basically, we are having a task of assignment of the compliance and all these things. So how can we judge the ROI in that case?
Very
So
good. Very good point. ROI for a compliance is compliance. Or let me put the other way around. Non-compliance, what is that you are paying through non-compliance? That is your ROI. And for compliance, there is a exemption given in business analysis world. You don't need to justify ROI. For example, GST enablement, right? Do you have an option? No, right? GDPR, you have to do it. So compliance, no ROI. Compliance itself is ROI.
thanks.
Okay?
Yes, if you don't comply, you will be penalized.
Absolutely. And the penalty, you can say that, what you are saving, if you want to, if you're so, paranoid about monetary thing, I always tell them, look at the outgo or the non-compliance impact of that. Say this is the exposure.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
When we do the risk assessment, it will give you an exposure when you do, saying that if this is the penalty or this is a lost opportunity or the customer will walk away, you assess that and then you quantify that. Good questions. Good questions. So guys, they also keep speaking. Otherwise, I don't want to hear my own voice. Please help me, interact. Okay. So let us go to the next slide. So how do we conduct this? You're expected to elicit expectation, not requirement. Many people say requirements, right? This is not requirement, is what you write. What you elicit is expectations or needs. And then convert the needs into a requirements, which is your understanding of the need. So let us look at what does it do. So VOC refers to the high level expectations or needs, and the strategic insights directly from the key stakeholders. Now you may be wondering, how do I know my key stakeholders, right? Just hold on for a minute. I will tell you how to do that. Probably I will ask Rakesh to explain that. We did that together. Rakesh, I hope I can take the liberty of asking you to explain that.
Yes.
That Excel sheet you guys have, right?
Yeah, I have Excel sheet.
Yeah. So I just want to ensure that the message is getting across so that you can see that. So at the end of the slide, I would like
So like
request you
in
to.
VOC, at the time we have discussed what will be the output and who will be used the output which
So
will
you
be
show that screen.
after
You should
coming
you
into
should
this,
yeah you show
and
the screen. Show
who has the
Excel.
governance responsibility and who will be benefited after this, completing this project, who has the related role. These are the major points like we have to think when we
Rakesh, can
thought
you
about the
share that?
VOC discussion.
Rakesh, can you share the Excel file so that people
And
can
for
see?
getting the voice of the customer,
Am I not audible? So can you
I'm
show the
audible,
Excel
sir?
file? Yeah, you're audible, but can you show the Excel file? Which we created, or Ayush, you can show.
Mute.
Hello, hi Rakesh sir, can you hear me?
Just a minute, there is some. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Check the chat. Check the chat message, Rakesh.
Hello, I'm audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, yes, okay.
Yeah. So Rakesh, I was requesting you to share that Excel file.
Okay, just a minute.
So guys, we had this mentoring session and we explained to Rakesh. So I just wanted him to explain. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rakesh.
So visible my screen?
Yes,
Okay,
you can.
okay. So these are the main points we captured. So like who is the my customer? First of all, I decided who is the my customer. So like grid controller of India team, BU commercial, to our ABEX, BU finance, auditor, GCC controlling, reporting manager and finance team. These are my initial customers. So out of this project, I have categorized further who will be providing input for me for this project. So I'm getting details from the controlling the grid controller, that is the government authority, and the BU commercial. And who will be used this output? The output will be used by the ABEX team, BU finance, auditor, GCC controlling, reporting manager, and the finance team. So in most of the cases, if you see the governance point of view also, then benefited to the customer also, and the related role. Majorly, all my customers, stakeholders are coming to the picture. Hello.
So any questions? Yeah, Rakesh, thanks. Any questions? Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay in the same screen.
Sir, I'm not getting your voice, sir. Hello.
Yeah, stay in the same screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So any questions here? Guys, you have to map these questions and put all the people that you know will be using on the column, and then you need to do the mapping. Is it clear? I will explain to you the next slide. Yeah.
Sir, here
Yeah, go on you.
yes, sir. The question flow, sir, looks like
So-
hyper.
Sir, I have one question regarding this format which is shared on the screen. So once we are doing a voice of customer session, so whatever the questions we need to ask from the stakeholders or related persons, so that should be mapped according to this particular matrix so that we can explain them easily and get the answers, isn't it?
Yes, yes, very good point. So you need to identify who are your stakeholders, and then when you are speaking to them, you need to create the questionnaire. I'll come to the creating questionnaire in a while. Just park that. I'm going to address.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
there
sir.
was one more person who were talking about the question. Yeah. Somebody had a doubt.
Yes, Ami.
Yes, Surabhi.
Actually, sir, this Excel content flow moreover looks like SIPOC. So I thought that
This
what
is
was
not
there.
SIPOC. Yeah, SIPOC identifies, but SIPOC doesn't give you this kind of a grid for you to understand. SIPOC only says supplier input process test. But here you identify who are your key stakeholders before you do a process plan.
So, sir, as per my understanding, it was like, first of all, like I also was doing the project on the same line. So for VOC, I'll start with identifying the stakeholder.
Correct.
Then I will prepare the questionnaire. I'll start with the first key stakeholder, who is the priority 1, priority 2, priority 3.
Correct.
Then on
Correct.
the basis of the questionnaire, I'll get an output, and then I'll categorize into the CTQs. I think
CTQs, correct. CTQs, and then go to the SIPOC. Because SIPOC,
Right.
then you know that you have not missed out any.
yes,
This is
yes,
what will
okay.
tell you that. Yes, you are right. Absolutely right. And I'm going to cover all of them, and I'm going to show an example also, so that you know all these things will get this thing. Yes, Himani. Himani, you have raised this thing, and Anuj Mathur is also raised.
So, sir, my question
Yeah.
is that once we will be getting the complete voice of customer, second, as you told, once the second we capture the voice of process.
Right.
So equals of that will be the CTQ, right, sir?
No, I will come to the CTQ. Just hold on, because I'm going to go through the entire connection. Okay. And I'm going to give you stepwise how this will come. Just give me But let's do the VOC and then see, unless until you do a VOC, CTQ will not come because your CTQs are a measure of your VOC. Have you got
Yes,
your VOC correctly or not? So right now I'm just focusing only on VOC. How do you conduct VOC? What should you do? What are the steps? Because this is actually, if you see this, this is not explained in any of your the industry material. If you go and look now, you will not see this explanation. This comes only from practitioners. Only when you have done projects. That is the reason it will come only in mentoring, not in training. So just hold on. But all these questions are valid questions, and today we will address everything. And at the end of the session, I will give you everything so that you can go and apply it.
right, sir.
Okay? Yeah.
Do
Himani,
you have any question?
yeah, Himani had a question, right? Or it's just okay.
No, I think we can continue, sir. We can.
Okay. So now if you see that there are some stakeholders where you find more access, some there are less access. So as a sponsor can say that, for example, you are asking 6 questions or 5 questions. Anybody who has got more than 4 or more is my first stakeholder or key stakeholder decision maker. I want to do face-to-face interview. Right now, how am I using this, right? Because these are key stakeholders. Then there are relevant stakeholders. Anybody less than 4, or let's say anybody up 3 and greater is this one. Anybody less than 3 is, let's say, my relevant stakeholders. Maybe I will do a focus group discussion because elicitation can be done in multiple ways, right? You can ideally do everybody as face to face, but will you get time? Because these people who are decision maker, they can't give you more than half an hour. So you have to get in half an hour the maximum answer from them, right? So how will you do that? I will come to that. But when this particular matrix you create, this matrix will tell you who are your key stakeholders. So let me show you a worked out example so that you will all get to understand how it looks like. I just created certain things for you guys. Let me show you that. My screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, so these are
But
the questions. Yeah.
Can you please
Zoom?
can you enlarge? Yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute. Is it okay now?
Better.
Better.
Okay. So I put all the questions here. And I put all the names here. And then we said, how many X's are there? Like 5, 6, 4. We say that 4 is less than 5. So all the key stakeholders are the one who had at least 5 or more. And for them, it will be interview. And others, we can decide either it could be an interview or it could be a focus group or it could be a workshop. Right? So this gives you because you're not missing out anybody. Is it making sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us get back to the slide. So I'm going to go back to the slide and let's continue. So why we start with decision makers is because they are the one who is going to pay and they are the one who will call the shots, right? So that is the reason we normally say C-level or decision makers. In the RACI matrix, they are called accountable or the people who approves, right? You start with them, then you go to the next level. Please remember, VOC is not one-time activity. VOC, you will be revisiting at every stage. In define phase, you will do one VOC. Measure phase, you will do one more VOC. Analyze phase, you will do one more. It will not be the same VOC. It will be incremental because you can't get everything in one shot. Am I making sense? So you start with top-down approach. So there is a concept of cone of uncertainty. When you start at the high level, your clarity is not going to be there. So you start from high level and derive clarity through cyclic iterations. And when you go to the details, Normally a stakeholder says, go to the floor people who are you asking, they will be able to give you better things because they are the one who are going to be used. Is it making sense? So this is very important. And if you do this, then you need to go and tell them what is that you have captured, right? So I'm going to talk about that. So let me do this and then I will come back to the stepwise thing. So let me show you how you show it to your client saying that, okay, you have like, you have got the VOCs and then what have you done with the VOC? Because it is good that you got it, right? But what is that, you have done with the VOC? I would like to see that. So what I'm going to show you is an example of how do you document this. Now, what I'm showing here, I hope you guys are able to see my screen, right? Hello?
Yes, sir. Visible.
What document is visible?
Yes.
Okay. So this is one of the individual VOCs that was done for one of the sample projects. So you see this, these are the people who were interviewed. And this particular screen that you see is fully generated by AI. How? You record the meeting in Teams, like what you are doing, right? So there is a transcript. You give the transcript to any AI, be it like a Copilot or ChatGPT or anything that you have, right? And say that please create a detailed debrief and a VOC with certain structure. This will automatically get generated. Of course, in India, we have to make some changes because of our accent. It makes little different. So you need to go and change it. Now you see this. This is the VOC. So there are in this session, we had about 14 VOCs which came. And trust me, guys, all these things came from only the transcript. You don't need to document anything. You just need to review to see that it has done it correctly. So that is the beauty of AI. So see the way it is saying that this is the VOC. This is some must provide AI powered generating codes. Platform must include AI driven. So if your questions are open ended and if you're letting your stakeholders speak, then this is the material that you'll get from there. From there, you can extract each one of them. Each one is called an atomic VOC. Atomic in the sense every line is the need, business need. Any questions? I'll just leave it here for you to read and tell me, is it making sense? No questions? Okay, if there are no questions, then I'll go to the next slide. Guys, I need some sort of this thing. Otherwise, I don't know whether it is making sense or not.
Sir,
Can
I wanted to ask something.
Please go ahead.
Is it possible? I don't know. I have not come across such cases, but is it possible that when we gather the VOC from the customers, and it might conflict with the leadership's vision? So how can we strike a balance in the
Oh, very good,
organization?
very good question. I think you need some chocolates, Gurpreet.
Please send, sir.
Ayush, please deliver Gurpreet. Very good question. See, those are called conflicting needs. No? They're called conflicting, and it will be there. And that is the reason why we go for multiple stakeholders, right? And there is a conflict resolution process in terms of the consolidation of requirements. I will cover that when we are doing the consolidation part. Okay. So there are two, for example, let us say one person says that, I'm just giving very simple example. So this is a typical example of this thing. One person says that I want all my dates to be given in DD, YY. The other person will say I want DD, YY. Two different countries, both are valid, right? What will you do?
Yes.
Right. Similarly, like currency, my base currency. So these are genuine case, and there is a way to resolve conflict. And that is the reason we do VOC across multiple people and not restrict to only our understanding. And that is called conflict resolution in terms of conflicting stakeholder needs.
Okay. Okay.
But I want some more people like Gurpreet participate, because this I feel happy when people ask such questions.
And sir, should we capture the VOC basis current needs, or we should anticipate the future customer expectations also?
Don't restrict anything. Ask customer to say what they want. See,
Okay.
one rule of thumb. You say that this is my project because you have a charter, right? Your sponsor has given you a charter. So you understood the charter, you have done an alignment with your sponsor, and both of you say, okay, these are the questions that we should ask. What is the question that you're going to ask? What exactly according to your function? For example, if you are doing a VOC with HR head, right? And if you're developing a system which is going to be cutting across different organizations, for example, like you are going to implement a solution which is, let's say, a finance reimbursement, right? From HR head perspective, you should say, okay, what is your vision in this particular project? What are the features that you want? What kind of problems that you foresee? What kind of solutions that you expect? What are your pain points from HR perspective? Now, you cannot say that person is speaking and they give some other perspective. You should not say, don't say that. You say that definitely I want to hear your perspective plus any other perspective. So let them speak. So your question should be open-ended. Can you please elaborate? What is there? And then you shut up and then you get everything recorded.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Then you generate this automatically. Then it will give you all the perspective.
Fine,
You
sir.
see, it is so beautiful. You can even say that what they meant, right? That's called implicit. So if you ask this thing, please give me explicit means what they have said. Implicit is like, what they have not said, but it is there. But you have to make it explicit to say that, hey, is this also something you want? So when you give it to the AI, right, give it a prompt saying that please generate both implicit as well as explicit needs that they have given. So it will extract everything and give it to you.
All right, sir. All right.
It just does in 5 minutes, it will do this for
Yeah.
you. Any other question? Interesting questions.
So basically, sir, we are also collecting the voice of customer and from the ground level. So when we talk about the compliances, then the people at the sitting on the floor, they says that they have n number of banks and for separate banks, they have separate people assigned for their compliances. So they want the compliance to be updated in a specific manner. So they want more email IDs to be connected so that triggers should be sent immediately directly to that particular person only.
Right.
Second thing, they told that there are around 50 to 100 companies and the compliance is same. So if I have to update, then I should not go and enter date on each of the compliance. I want to update in a single shot that the all compliance on that particular day I have complied. So that is the voice of customer we have considered
See,
while we are
correct.
considering
But you
project.
have to document this because I'll tell you that this is what they have said, is what you've heard.
Say I have
you?
got mail, sir.
So what I'm saying is, see, that mail needs to be interpreted by you in terms of when I'm providing solution, this is what I'm going to provide, right? That becomes a requirement. What they're given is a need. So you write your understanding of that particular need. Now, if you see this is what they have said. Bottom VOC, right? This is your understanding of the business. So the system must provide AI power tools. If you see this, the person would have said, I want this, right? AI. Now this is the derived from there. Is this what you want? This is what you said. This is my understanding of what you said. Then they'll say, oh, this is right. Hey, by the way, I missed this. Can you also include this? Or no, this is not right. Unless until I create this, no, it will not demonstrate that I have understood what they have said correctly. And this is the foundation block. And the best thing is if you record it now, you guys don't need to do anything. All these things will be generated. You just need to understand this. That is the power. And you try it out. Huh? If you have the transcript file, na, ho jayega. Even let us say if you do not have transcript, if you are going to the floor, right? You record it in WhatsApp and take that voice and give it to any of the AI, this thing, no, this thing that will generate this for you. So use the technology because it makes your life a lot more easy. Okay, so let me move on to the next point. So what are the different steps? First is you understand, because if you do not understand, right, the what is the problem that has been handed over to you because the charter is given, and you do not validate your understanding with your sponsor, then you cannot go to the stakeholder. So that is the first step is understand what is your stream, what is your initiative. So how will you understand? Review of the charters, look at the charter, what is written in the charter, is it clear? Here again, you can use AI. So you can give your charter to the AI saying that, hey, please ChatGPT, please can you interpret this particular charter? Is it complete? Are there any ambiguities? Are there any implicit? Have I missed out anything? That also ChatGPT will give it to you. So that you don't have to worry whether you missed out anything. And then have those clarification questions. Something is not clear, right? Something is ambiguous. Take it, go to the sponsor and say that sponsor, I'm going through the charter that you gave me. This is my understanding. These are my questions. So validate, you align with your charter. That is the second step. Step 3 is 1 and 2. Both of you decide who's your first level executives. You are going to do that through stakeholder identification. Do a joint exercise with your this thing. Do that great. And the sponsor will take eventually saying that, okay, these are the people, go and, do a face-to-face. You can do this as a group, or you can do through brainstorming, or you can do through survey. Then do the first level executives, the interviews, and complete all the stakeholders VOCs, one-on-one sessions. Once you've consolidated all the VOCs, right, then you need to synthesize and validate, because many requirements or many needs that people would have said will be similar, which is good because that means, that particular need is the most urgent thing, right? So you consolidate everything and then you synthesize. How does the consolidated trend looks like? I will show you now. First, I will open the Excel and then I will explain to you how the consolidation works. Again, good thing is this is all done by AI. There are multiple things. I will teach you guys how to do the prompt so that you guys can generate it very easily. So consolidation is, this is what, if you see that there are 102 VOCs of the project that I showed you right now. Does it make sense? Hundred and two VOCs, and some of them are similar, right? So you go and give this, and then you find out what are the similar ones and club them under similar themes. This is called theming. Are you able to see the screen, guys? You say yes or no. Now, if you see this,
Yes,
CBN stands for Combined Business Need, Consolidated Business Need. Yeah, I think there was Gurpreet. You had a question?
Sir, I
Okay,
was
great.
giving the reaction. By
Okay,
mistake, I raised
okay.
my hand.
No problem. So if you see that this is so many VOCs, 11 VOCs talks about, I want AI powered content and personalization. And you know exactly, says me Chandra, I know that the names for the people who have given. So I have given each one them the name, the unique ID. Do you remember that? So I know Krishna has given this, Chandra has given this, and then Winston has given this. So WBR is Winston. So I know that 11 people have said, I need this. And this is my interpretation of what they have said. Am I making sense? Because you have to get this thing validated with them. Hey, stakeholder, thank you for your time. You gave me this. After analyzing all the VOCs that I got, this is what is the theme that is coming, which says, these are the themes and these are the needs that is coming out of it. Is it making sense? Okay, if you are not raising your hand, then I need to.
Yes,
Great,
yes.
great. So now you look at this Pareto chart, right? You see this 101 VOCs have been boiled down to 20 unique business needs, consolidated business IDs. Does it make sense? See how rich it is, right? So 20 needs represent 101 VOCs. Statistically also, it is quite significant, right? Now you know which one are the most important thing. Now you see that AI powered 21. And then you say platform 14. So I know that these are the most important things where people have asked. And I need to now go and do further analysis to say that what exactly this means in terms of what they want. Clear, guys? Okay. Utkarsh, you have a question, Utkarsh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Utkarsh.
Sir, my query is that in the presentation, last slide you mentioned, it was mentioned that we can have one-on-one interaction with first level executives. But
Correct.
if the pool number is huge, so
Ah.
can we have a focus group discussion instead of one-on-one?
Yes. So that is the reason I said, so that you decide along with your stakeholder. In some cases, for example, if you go down, right, the populations are high. When you are at the top level, the numbers are limited. So you have 13 types of elicitation techniques. You can get the elicitation from the voice of process, document interfaces, prototyping, observations. There are about 13 different ways. And normally we do more than 1 or 2 ways. Even for interview, you first create questions, test the questions, and then you do this thing, right? For focus
Okay,
group
sir.
also, you do this. So there is multiple this thing you have to do.
And basis the inputs, we can then further do categorization, theming.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Theming
Okay.
should done only after your consolidation.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Thank you.
Okay. Now
Sir,
yeah.
sir,
Okay.
so in Excel, we are, can we go
Ah.
into Excel? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if CB NID is a unique number, then how can be it 2, 2 and 3?
There are two unique IDs for this. For example, that's a good point. So let us look at this, right? So I'm going to say these are CBNs, right? So I'm going to say this AI powered has got this thing, and I'm going to filter this. Let's say I'm going to filter AI powered content, right? Now you see that 2 needs are there. 11 of this needs on this 11. Now you see there are 2 different needs under same category. One is deliver intelligent adaptive system. The other one is implement AI-driven capabilities, automatically create, curate, and recommend. There are 2 different IDs. So CBN IDs are unique here. CBN 001 and 002.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Very good question. That is the reason why we need to do this. Good, man. Now I think now people are speaking. See, if you don't ask this question now, you'll not understand why we are doing this. And the good part is, now with AI, all these things will be just done in half an hour. You don't need to do just consolidate, then all the analysis happens immediately. Is it okay? So far, so good. Okay, let me now show you the next one. So we have done this analysis. Now recommendation, we'll come to the recommendation. Now you see this, these are the analysis, based on analysis, I'm doing the recommendations. So this is the executive summary of what we have done. How did we go about? What are the feedback? So these are the feedback that we got. And this is what they are saying, phase strategy. These are the recommendations. Now, based on what we have got, we are saying that, okay, have a phased strategic recommendation, fix and build. There should be 2 phases. One saying that short term, you should do all the thing which you need to fix. And second thing you need to do, you need to look at the early wins, and then you do for this long. Does it make sense? The same thing, but now we have added the inference here. These are called insights. Okay, guys, any this one, like any questions, or shall I go ahead? Some response will be useful. Yeah, great. So if you look at synthesize 4 and 5, okay, let us go to the next slide. So how do I get started, right? To do all this thing. First, I read all the documents. Then I define 4 questions, right? As a person who's going to do the elicitation, I will first write my understanding of for the 4 questions. What is the objective of this initiative? how does success look like for this? What are the outcomes that are aligned with the enterprise vision? How do I got it right? First, I have to write this on my own words because writing brings clarity. When you start writing, that's the time you'll go through different, like emotions, because sometimes it will be very, frustrating because it's so confusing. But until you write, don't get the clarity. So you will go through the document, you will write, you will feel that you have understood everything, your charter well. You think you have understood all the business problems right, but when you actually start writing in your own words, you will get confused. And that is where you seek the help of your mentor to say that, hey mentor, please tell me, I've gone through this. This is what is my question. Like, I think and I'm getting confused. There are conflicting things I'm getting. This place is not there. The mentor will guide you in terms of how do you bring the alignment. Once all distinct clarity is done, then you, mentor, and your sponsor are aligned. Got it? Then you schedule the sessions based on the identified stakeholders, based on what kind of sessions is it, brainstorming session, one-on-one session. And then you validate all those questions that you are going to create. So as part of this scheduling session, what we do also, we come out with what kind of question that we need to ask. So normally when we do an interview, we say that ask open-ended question, don't ask close-ended question. Because your time is limited, you want maximum answers. So ask them, can you please elaborate? Ask such that so that they'll speak. Can you please give some examples? Well, that is very important. And when you're asking questions, please remember, we are in the AI era. Don't worry about taking notes. Focus on what the client says because your transcript is capturing everything. You are a very good assistant. So active listening, please nod. Please do not try to show off in this meeting saying that you know everything, because this is not the place where you have to prove your intelligence. You are an intelligent person. That is why you are doing this particular project. I've seen many people going on pissing off the stakeholders because they want to show off to say that, hey, I know this. No, here you go with an open mind to say that whatever client says, it is this thing. I'm not going to like sit in judgment, nor am I going to prove that I know more than you know. This is about listening, and not doing any judgment, right? Only, don't interrupt only if you do not understand what they are saying. And when you are listening, please look at the tone. What is the theme? What are the concerns? Because that will also say, because when we are doing, that is one of the most important things that we need to look at in terms of whether it's a pain or whatever it's a gain. And because we have the technology, we can go and record this, and we should record because it saves a lot of time. Okay. I've already said open-ended, powerful questions. See, very important thing here is test your questions. So normally what I do is, after I create this particular question, I will go and identify 4 or 5 people who will answer this question for me to see that am I likely to get the kind of response. Now, for example, you may not have 4 CEOs, right? But let's say next level to CEO, or you can ask somebody who has as good as the CEOs, either maybe a CIO or somebody. You can ask them, I'm planning to do this session. Can you please help me do that particular session to validate? Or somebody who you think will be able to give you a time and validation. Very important, test your questions, because if you do not have your questions right, you are likely to get bad answers. So test it. And when you know that your question is perceived the way that you want them to be perceived by the receiver, then your questions are good. And please ensure that when you are talking to anybody, you can give them thing that this is only for, you need to take permission for recording. That is, I think, I guess, that those are our standards. And then you need to ensure that you are not, giving any indication that this is likely to be used anywhere other than this, only for this. And one-on-one sessions wherever most effective, but people will not have time. If you get 1 hour, that probably is ideal. But half an hour normally is more practical. People will not have time. So first 20 minutes, you ensure that you let them speak, and 10 minutes you can ask clarifying questions. Yes, Gurpreet.
So, just wanted to know where in all the organizations, mostly senior leaders have limited time with them, right? So, how can we ensure that sponsors' engagement is meaningful and not just a formality?
That is what I said. So that is the reason you just take only half an hour time. Half an hour they will give you if you show that dedication. If your questions are good, they will give you more than half an hour also. And
Okay.
you need to prepare, and that is where you are not alone. You are along with your sponsor, right? Sponsor normally is influential person. Okay. So sponsor will get you that time. And this is the challenge in every organization.
That's why I asked this question, sir.
Yeah. But that is the reason when you ask them to go and do a survey, right? When you go and ask them to write, they will not. Ask them to speak, they will. And that is the reason why we use the technology. Okay, don't ask them to read big stories. So that is the reason why for stakeholders, as soon as you complete it, you create this debrief VOCs and send it to them, because they will not have time to read 20, 30 pages document. So whatever they have said, at least they'll validate. That is all you need.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let us go to the this thing. Then you compile all the response. I've already shown you this because if I had not shown you this, you will not understand this slide. We have covered all these things, and I've said use ChatGPT, do the clustering and do the analysis. This is very powerful, right? Then after the finalizing the entire thing, then you come out of the refinement and error requirements. So if wherever the assumptions are there, please validate that. And then we need to get this thing. Now, there is one way, and then I wanted to do that as an exercise. Let us see whether we can do it in the next session. But let us look at some ways to validate whether you got it right. Okay, I'm going to show you something, which again you will not see anywhere. This is something I've got for you guys, so that you'll understand. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I'm just going to take one or two things. So on the top, you say as a I need so that, right? These are the three things which we call as a 3A's, and there's a 4th A also, which I'll tell. So as a role, as a managing director, I need to know what is the academy going to do. I want a wish list so that I can define what is required and not required for this particular project. Now, this is a solution, right? But if you want to articulate this as a problem, right? Because solution comes to us very naturally. But what you need to capture is the problem. So I have to if I have to rewrite this, right? So I said I need, right? So that should be the problems. So that is what is required for me for the object, saying that so that I can resolve my resourcing problems. That is the problem that I'm addressing, right? And that is that is the reason I need a solution that will address my recruitment problem, because I need so many resources in the time. So when you ask the stakeholders, they will always tell you this. Now you have to come back, and then you need to interpret that the problem to see that whether what they're asking and what your understanding is correct. Okay, let me just show you on the right hand side. There's something called an acceptance criteria. So you go and write an acceptance criteria. So you say that I want an in-house academy, or I want this thing. I want to see this an academy which will be run by internal resources. I need to write acceptance criteria in detail to see that have I understood what is academy. Am I making sense? Now in this, you see this particular thing, I'm showing it deliberately. It is not written in-house academy. I do not know what is in-house academy or a creation of a new center. This is as vague as the previous one, right? Whereas, let us look at the other one. This particular same thing, managing, saying that define the basic size of the academy so that I can define the number of footfalls required. Here is a number of colleges to reach. This is more specific. Is it making sense? But this stakeholder will not give you. This you have to write because you are an expert here or supposed to be an expert. If you do not know the subject, then you can't do this exercise. Am I making sense? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Now, why I'm saying this is if you do not write your problem statement like this, you will not know whether you've understood it correctly or not. Because what you are going to solution is on the acceptance criteria. So that is the problem. I need the solution. Does it make sense? Okay, I think that's good. So let me move on. So typically, how long does it take? I've given 3 to 5 days. Doesn't mean it will take 3 to 5 days. Normally, you will, if you are getting into the project, you since this may be over and above your work, you may take about 3 to 5 days to understand. Then do elicitation. Depending on the number of stakeholders, you should not take more than 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you should be able to schedule. Phase 3 is analyze and document. Again, within a week, you should complete. Otherwise, it will just go out of control. And then finalization, you have to complete within 1 week. These are tentative timelines, but it also depends on the type of project. I don't think this is any guidelines here. This needs to be worked out along with your sponsor. So you know why this thing, because most important in the alignment is the synergy between your understanding and their understanding. And then it gives you the ownership because they are signing off. They're accountable, saying that, yes, you have not only heard, you have written down, you have validated. I'm perfectly okay with this. This commitment is very important. Commitment is not just about giving resources or money. Commitment is about getting things done, holding your hand. From a senior stakeholder, this is the best that you can get out of them, to acknowledge, read, and do that. Sometimes you may have to call them again and go and walk them through that. Please do that. Don't expect them to read and give you. So you may have to have a follow-up meeting to say that thank you that you gave this. This is what we have documented. Explain to them and get their sign. If you do this, you have a buy-in from leadership team. Your project will succeed because you all have complete, the validation and control. Does it make sense?
Absolutely, sir. So to summarize and to stitch up the things, talking about the deliverables. So we'll start with the problem statement. Then we have to do the stakeholder analysis. So for that, we have seen that format where we are identifying the stakeholder and listing down the questions which has to be asked, who is impacted, who is giving the input output.
I will send you a handout, where I've captured all these things step by step. You can take it and give it to the participant. I have created one.
Okay, so on the basis of that stakeholder analysis, we'll do the prioritization of stakeholders, that how much he is impacted. And on the basis of that prioritization, uh, we'll do that interview session where we like to have the voice of the customers, that what are the requirements from this project which we are going to do.
Correct, correct.
Okay. And about the CTQ, from those voice of the customer with the help
So
of
I'll
the
just give me
AI.
a minute. Just give me a minute.
Yes.
I'm going to show you the CTQs also. So where did I put that CTQ? Just give me a minute. There's 2, 3 slides. I will just show it to you so that you can complete it. 5, 10 minutes is here and there. Okay, no? If you guys have to extend, I'll try to finish it. Most likely it will be done. But just in case it's not done, anyway, I will give you all these things so that you guys can just give me a minute. I had put it here. Ah, Just 1 minute, I'm just pulling this out. Okay, here it is. So let me just share this. My screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll just quickly cover the CTQs also. So that you know you'll one more file that I had. Okay. So VO, what is CTQ? What is CT? What do you mean by CTQ? Critical to
Critical
quality.
to quality.
Why is it called critical to quality? Why is it called critical to quality? I mean, like, you know, it could be critical to customer also, right?
Because we are actually solving for Six Sigma thing and we are getting that quality within the parameters. So that is why it is critical to that part of the entire project, Six Sigma.
Okay.
Basically, we have to satisfy the customer's requirement. That's why there is critical to quality.
What is quality?
So what is the expectation of the customer? That is basically.
Very good. So what we talk about is just an expectation of customer, right? Quality is nothing but meeting expectations, right? Yes, or
sir.
no?
Yes.
Is that,
Meeting or exceeding the customer's expectations.
absolutely right. That is so. Customer expectation, where is it coming from? Where are we capturing customer's requirement?
CTQ.
VOC.
Yeah.
VOC.
Very good. Correct. So then what is CTQ? What is CTQ?
Whatever the common things are coming from voice of customer and voice of process
Ah,
is called as CTQs. The critical things which are coming out.
okay. So look at it. CTQs converts broad customer voices into precise measurable outcomes that can be tracked in. If your VOC is not measurable, let's say I want something very fast, right? What is fast? I don't know, right? You cannot define fast, so they cannot define the expectations. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
So VOC is a measure of goodness of your VOCs. CTQ is a measure of goodness of your VOC. So every VOC that we do, right, will have a corresponding measure, dimension of measure, and that will have a matrix associated with it. And then there is a linkage to key performance indicators, and there is a linkage to outcome. That is the reason CTQ is very important. Unless until I have a CTQ, I will not know whether the needs did I get it correct or not. The clarity comes only when I have a VOC mapped to a CTQ. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these things will not get anywhere. I'm telling you because these are all very academically explained, but I'm going to show you some examples. So how do you define critical to quality? A CTQ is a measurable from a customer need, right? Like, see, it is when we are talking about having a VOC, whether that particular this thing is measurable, right? How do I know it is measurable? I will know that is measurable. I will know it is measurable only when I can test it, which means there is a measurement available, right? It can be traceable. It is unique. It's unambiguous, it's measurable, it is traceable, and it can, then only your VOC is correct. Correct? Guys, are you able to understand this? I want some answers from you so that I know that I can proceed. Yes,
Yes,
or
sir.
no? Okay. So let me go to the next slide. Why you need this CTQ? Misinterpretation. If it is measurable, it will not be subject to misinterpretation. It gives you the clarity and it gives you the traceability. I'll talk about traceability. You remember the file, what is traceability? When we were looking at this, do you see this traceability here? All VOCs are traced to CBN1 ID. This is traceability. Does it make sense? I know exactly where my voice is getting translated into solution. That's called traceability. If I do not have traceability, if your stakeholder asks, hey, where have you addressed this particular problem? I will not have an answer for that. For you to have a traceability, it has to be atomic. It needs to be unique. It needs to be unambiguous. Only then it is traceable. So let us take one example of CTQ and how this works. And good news is AI can do this for you if you have your VOC is correct. So now see, if you have a VOC, all these things can be automated. Now I'm just going to take one arbitrary example. This is how a CTQ maps VOC to CTQs to metrics and the benefits. So what is the problem statement? VOC is a problem statement. People dependent. That today my resourcing is people dependent, which is I'm dependent on human beings fully, and there is no talent management life cycle. And my recruitment cycles are very long. My training and retention costs are high. These are my problems, right? Drivers are the pain points. What are my pain points that customers have said? High recruitment cycle time, high recruitment costs, inconsistent screening, lengthy training programs, attrition, unpredictability, tacit knowledge dependence. How can I see that this particular thing is measurable? I can have a real-time, if I have a real-time recruitment responses, which tells me what is the lead time. And if I achieve 30% faster, then it is measurable and it's a good CTQ. High cost, how will I measure? Through cost efficiency across life cycle. What is the metrics? Recruitment labor cost percentage. Inconsistent screening accuracy, AI scoring accuracy, 20%. Is it making sense, guys? How your VOC is converting it into measurable things, and how do you know this is aligned to the business vision? Is it making sense?
Just one question, Mr.
Yeah,
Sriram.
go ahead. Yeah, Amitabh.
So in that high recruitment cost part which you said, let's say one of the problem statement is that there is presently no measure to find out how much it costs for one person's recruitment. And if we want to include that in our process, in our entire process and find a solution for that. So it doesn't exist. Then how do we do that? How do we get the?
So you will have
It's
two
not.
VOCs. You will have two VOCs, right? One is that for a thing I do not have a system. Second thing is looks like I'm more than the industry standards, but I do not have a measure to today to say that because I don't have a process to measure that. So two VOCs, two CTQs. Got it? That is the reason why we need to do VOCs.
No, so actually this point is not coming out. It didn't come out of the VOC, but we know that this is lacking. This is not there.
That is where you
No.
write acceptance criteria, no? You remember now, that is the reason I said put it in acceptance criteria.
So get the acceptance from correct.
Yes.
Understood.
Now see, this is a beautiful story. You have to read this like a story. See, if you once you do this, you will never go wrong. Anything in your life, you'll always think that way. So there's the 4A concepts. what we call as an actor action, achievement, and acceptance, right? It's such a beautiful concept. You can use it in day-to-day life. That brings clarity. And this,
and nothing
I took
slips
this
through
only
also.
for you. Actually, because we were discussing this about recruitment, right?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
So I just thought, something bring so that, see, these are samples, but we can do this. I'll tell you how to do it. I'll give you an Excel file also to do this. Any
Perfect,
other
perfect.
questions? Yeah, we are almost towards the end. Any questions? At least that should motivate to ask some questions. Okay, there are no questions. I'm going to the next one. So I've talked about it. How do you know your CTQ is correct? It has clarity, it has atomicity, it has measurability, it has traceability, and it is practical. Then your CTQ is good. And how can you use that as a table? I'll show you how to use CTQs in practice. Capture VOC, translate CTQs from the write the requirements, bring it from acceptance criteria, validate and priorities. Now, there are so many CTQs, right? If you have so many CTQs, how do I know what should I do it? So you do similar CTQs and you do a Pareto chart to find out what are those voices which is amounting the 20% of voices give you 80% of your the VOC. That becomes your critical requirements. That becomes your Moscow. Either you do a Moscow analysis or you do a Kano analysis, but your Pareto will tell you where the distributions are. And then that will help you in terms of how do you go about solutioning, which are the requirements that needs to be taken up first, second, and third. Am I making sense? Okay. So this checklist can help you. This is a sample one. So what I'll send you, you can also create this. So VOC, this is the needed. First column is VOC. Recruitment takes so long. What is the CTQ? Recruitment lead time should be less than 30 days. So you need to say that, is it unambiguous? Is it clear? Is it atomic? Is it traceable? Within the control? Then means it's a good measure. So it is good. So it's worth measuring. Is it within the control, right? Worth measuring, the cost of the measurement should not outweigh the benefit. The second one, it's not worth measuring, though I have all this thing, but I don't want to take this right now. I will not create a measurement plan for this. Is this making sense, guys, in terms of methodology? Because these things you'll not see in any training or any organization providing training. This will come only in organization where Six Sigma is implemented. They have the complete tools and techniques. So that is the last thing. So these are the key takeaways. So CTQ is defined, the precision and validation is very essential. So use the checklist and then based on that prioritize and then take it forward. So that is my last slide. Any questions? I told you that I'll complete it before 4. But I hope, guys, if this gives you a clarity in terms of how to proceed. This may look like this thing, but it is very easy. Once you do that, the entire thing does not take, even for a very complex project, because of the AI. If you do everything, once you have completed VOC to this, will not take more than 2 or 3 days. You can complete the entire thing. There are no questions. I hope at least I get some feeling that very able to understand. Was it useful? Some feedback will be good because you still have about 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, I think this was very helpful. Thank you so much. I think it kind of gives a very good direction now.
Okay. I will share some
I
of these
think
things with you
once we
guys.
have some of these formats from you, Shrikant, then we'll share it with the team so
Ah.
that they can incorporate it in the process and whatever presentations we have with you, then we can review it for the individual processes on the similar lines.
Yeah, I'll send you along with the bill.
Okay, done. Done.
No, I will give it to you guys. I see. Actually, I spent a lot of time, but I thought we should do this because my intention is giving back to the society. I'll give it to you, irrespective of whether you pay me or not. But what is important is you guys should use it and find it, because templates कोई भी create कर सकता है, but use and learning is what is important. So hopefully you guys will be able to get the benefits. And anyway, we will follow up this with our mentoring sessions.
Okay, sounds
I'm
good.
done. I'm done. Any other person wants to say anything? You can do it. There's 1 minute left for 2 hours. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this insightful session, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And one small request, Tripta.
Yes, sir.
I want this recording to be shared with me, because
Yes,
I would
yes.
like to use it for others also, right?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
the next batch that you asked me, the yellow belt, I think you can use this recording. I feel you may not require another session.
You
You
know,
can decide.
I'll talk to you. Maybe we'll do a little crisper session for them. It's a little detailed. So
Yeah.
I'll speak to you
Okay.
separately on that one. But we'll
Okay.
try. I think we need more slots to cover all the
Yeah.
participants from
So
Green
90 is
Belt.
too big. That's the reason I thought you'll record this and people can go through this. But anyways, we'll catch up on this.
We've recorded, right? Yeah, we have the recording. That's fine.
But
We can use
don't leave it to Surabhi. Surabhi will never give me recordings.
that. No. Ayush will give the recording. Khyati will share the recording with you.
Khyati, I can let me hope
all-
some. अभी तक दे रही है वो, like मेरा last session का 3 महीने के बाद अभी तक she is
Surbi
not
should be
able
on the
to get.
call, no?
Yeah, Zurvi is there, but she does not want to.
Surbi, why are you not responding?
Sir, I have already informed you that the
Hey,
phone is
recording
with
stop कर दे यार.
Shardul. It's
Hey,
not with
recording stop.
me.
1 minute, recording stop कर दे. I
He's-
thought you would have stopped.
Recording stop. Stop the recording.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys can leave. Thank you very much for joining the session.
Yeah.
And we'll
Thank you.
connect
Thank you
with
very
you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll
Thank you,
connect with
sir.
you.
Thank you.